I'm really tired. I've been up all night, but I just wanted to get some thoughts about the election and what we've just seen. I mean, what have we done? What have we done? I haven't actually got the energy to shout. We've not only put the Tories back into power, but we've given them a majority. Do you know what that means? Hand on heart, I kind of thought the Tories would get back in, but I thought there'd be some kind of rainbow coalition just to sneak them over the line, and I thought that would stall Cameron, it would stall Osborne. But they've got a majority. They can do what the fuck they like. Do you realise we're going to be living in the Hunger Games in 5 years' time, where the rich just carry on eating cake, getting richer and richer and richer, and there's almost going to be people dying on the street? Do you realise what you've done? I'm not talking to the people who listen to my videos regularly, but everyday folk, they have no idea. Yesterday morning they were saying it was some stupid statistic, something like, I don't know, 40-50% of kids between the ages of 18 and 25 don't know what VE Day is. Now that's because they don't teach it in schools. Or if they do teach it, they skim over it. How do we expect them, if we're not teaching little things like that in school, how do we expect these people, this younger generation, to grow up knowing about how the world works? They are media addicts. They get sucked in. Murdoch has won this fucking election for Cameron. He's done it again. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, what do we do now? What do we do now? I fear the only way we are going to get some half-decent, sensible, people-loving, caring policies is literally to storm Downing Street. The Tories are going to quite literally rape every penny they can from the poorest, the disabled, the less well-off. They do not care. And we've just voted them a fucking majority. What on earth are we thinking? Are we really that thick? Have we really got that little brain capacity? You watch what happens. People will be moaning left, right and centre that, oh, this has been cut, that's been cut, my local swimming pools had to close, my library's closed. They're going to cut harder and deeper than what they did over the last 5 years. And apparently Clegg, if you listen to Clegg, who does fucking listen to Clegg, hopefully you won't have to hear from him again after later on today, but if you listen to Clegg, he said he reined the Conservatives in, which is complete nonsense. But if he reined them in, take him at face value, if he reined him in, just imagine what they're going to be like without anyone to rein them in. And that's the monster you've voted in. Oh, he looked all spam-facey, didn't he, going into 10 Downing Street this morning? But mark my words, he is getting ready to rape this country. The bankers will get away with everything. The multinationals will carry on paying no tax. The non-doms will continue to just not pay anything over here, yet live and work over here. Listen, I'm no Labour supporter, but oh my God, you voted David Cameron. Fucking majority. How is that even possible? I am genuinely sick to death with this. Absolutely sick to death. When I started these videos, like probably 4.5 years ago now, something like that, I thought, yeah, I'll wear the mask and, you know, I'll spew what I know. And I genuinely thought, very naive I know, I thought that I would get quite a few subscribers quite quickly. Now, it became pretty evident very, very quickly that people didn't want to hear from me, okay? But I carried on regardless. I just thought, oh yeah, whatever, bollocks, I'll just keep doing them. I like the video editing. How many times have I said that I like to edit the videos? That's why I do them. But you know, I'm really wondering, what is the point? What is the point? You've got people dying because of benefit cuts. You've got people literally dying as a direct result of David Cameron's policies when he was apparently reined in by Nick Clegg. He's unleashed now. He can do what the fuck he likes. Just imagine how bad it's going to get. I genuinely don't think I'm going to bother because it's not you guys that are listening now. You support me. You send me some lovely messages. You know, I get inspiration and encouragement from that. But I thought that they would somehow filter out to people who don't know what's going on. Because I always aim my videos at people who don't quite understand the political system and way it works. But quite clearly that isn't happening. I can't change anything. It's not down to me. Fucking hell. I'm so pissed off today. Honestly, I'm tired. I'm fed up. But what about Nick Clegg? Did you see Nick Clegg? You could say that he is to blame for an awful lot of this. What he should have done was when they wanted to treble tuition fees, he should have thrown his hands up and say, whoa, I can't do that, that's a deal breaker. There's all this talk about the red line here, red line there. Well, that should have been his red line. He made a promise. But because he just caved in, he allowed the Tories to become arrogant. I also blame the Labour Party for not getting rid of Ed Miliband. Every man and his dog could quite clearly see that he wasn't a Prime Minister. He's a fucking bumbling idiot. He always has been and he always will be. You know, Mandelson and Alan Johnson and whoever else it was, they were looking at doing a coup, weren't they, after the last conference because he missed out the most important topics, immigration and the economy. You've got to be some sort of bumbling idiot to miss immigration and the economy from your conference speech. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we just going to sit around and accept this? Are we going to allow the Tories to just ruin this country for the rich? Because that's what's going to happen. David Cameron doesn't care about you. He cares about himself. He cares about what he's going to do when he finally gets kicked out. He doesn't care about people in the street who will be dying because of his policies. His son died. David Cameron's son died. And yet, he's still not funding the NHS. He's not telling us where he's getting the money from. He's going to get it from the poor. He's not going to get it from the rich. He has no compassion, that man. You would have thought, with his son dying, he would have done everything he could to make sure that NHS had so much spare cash. It was unbelievable. But he's not. He's going to sell it off to his friends. Cheap, so that they can make more money. Is that what we want? Is that really what we want? The Tories are heartless scum. How on earth have we voted them in with a majority? How on earth? I will be absolutely amazed if there are not riots on the streets within 12 months. Absolutely amazed. And what's going to happen with the SNP? Well, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen with the SNP, because everybody who can think and their dog can't stand the Tories. No doubt in 2016 there will be another referendum on the table to take Scotland away from the Union. That's what's going to happen. And then of course you've got the EU referendum that somehow Cameron's going to get out of that. I'll tell you how he's going to get out of that. It's going to be an ISIS attack. That's exactly how he's going to get out of that. That's already probably being planned by MI5. We're in for some really troubled waters. Because people just voted in a Conservative majority. Sometimes I think it's just because I'm so tired that I'm going to wake up after a couple of hours kip and no, you know, Conservatives only got 285 seats or something like that. No, we voted them a majority. This is possibly the most inhumane government we have had in God knows how long. And we voted them a majority. Carte blanche to do what the hell he wants. Osborne was on television this morning saying, right, yep, as soon as I get back to number 11 Downing Street, it's to carry on with the job. And that job is killing people, literally. It's savaging budgets so much that people will die. And we voted for that. We voted. I didn't personally, but the majority voted for a Conservative government. But the worst part of this is, the majority of people who voted yesterday have no idea that the money that we owe for the banks has never and will never exist. It's all an illusion. If only people would stop and think instead of being so busy in their lives, looking at their phone, looking at their Twitter account, looking at their Facebook account, telling their friends when they're having a cup of tea, telling them when they're going for a dump. If only people stopped and actually looked at the way the planet is run, looked at the way this country is run and who we owe the money to and how that money was created, we could change this. We can change it. But clearly, we cannot change it with the ballot box. We cannot. That's been proved. We cannot. When are we going to realise we vote Conservative, nothing changes? You vote Labour, nothing changes. You vote Conservatives again, nothing changes. You vote Labour, nothing changes. You vote Conservative, nothing changes. On and on it goes. If we're serious about change, we're going to have to come together. We're going to have to get organised. What are we going to do? We've just voted in a majority Conservative government. I gotta go and lie down.